All right, guys, what's going on? It is the final day of the Connect with Your Children challenge. And today we're going to go through finding common ground. All right, really being able to bridge that gap and bridge that connection with our children so that we can really double down on that relationship and really creating the foundations for moving forward. And so far, we've thought about some really important things. So we've thought about how our child feels. We've thought about how we can react better in terms of when our children are feeling negative and that kind of thing. And we've spoken about how we can approach situations well. And so now we really want to make sure that we are creating, just that fun kind of good vibe relationship with our kids. So at the moment, we feel like there's a bit of a barrier between us. Yeah, we want to create that bridge. So we want to knock down that barrier from between us. We want to get rid of that kind of feeling of within us that we're like, oh, we're not doing enough, or we're looking into everything that our child's doing, feeling like it's a reflection on us negatively. So we want to get rid of that. And we know that long term, we don't want this to drive a wedge between us. We don't want there to be, that fork in the road to really widen as time goes on. We want to remove that wedge. We want to do it earlier rather than later. So we want to have, some common interests right now, so that we can go on a journey together. Yeah. Because the thing is, like, you could completely not know someone, but you could not even speak to each other. So say, for example, you go on this camping trip, right? And it's you and this other guy. And the rule is that you two have to go on this journey, right? You have to hike through these mountains, whatever. But the thing is, you can't talk, okay? All that you know about each other is each other's first name. At the end of that journey, when you finish it, you two will feel a massive connection with each other purely just because you've been on something together, yeah? So it's not necessarily all about having to know the ins and outs of that person, but it's doing it together. It's experiencing it together. It's learning together. So if you can do that with your children, then that's going to be a really powerful way to bridging a connection with them. And basically, if we think long term, this is going to create a massive impact for our relationship for the better, because our child's going to have some solid memories of us, having some good connections, doing some fun things, and so will we, obviously. But a lot of the time, kids will remember the fun activities that they did with you. The fun things that you took them to each week, the fun things that you learn about together, rather than the day-to-day grind, So we want to make sure that we can double down on that. So how do we get there? The solutions. Basically, step one would be to think about things that you both already like. Okay, so think about things that you like, think about things that they like, and if things match up, if things mirror, then double down on that, Make some extra time to do that thing with them. So we want to make sure that we're creating some common interests, because that's just like some easy, low-hanging fruit that we can do with our kids, right? And then the next thing to do, if you don't have any common ground on both sides, then the next thing would be to take a keen interest into something that they like. Okay, so it could be a TV show, a movie. It could be games that they play on their phone or whatever it is. All right, some particular toys that they like to use. Because the thing is, first, I like this saying, it's like first seek to understand and then to be understood. So if you can actually be intrigued by your child's game, right, and get into the characters, how to play it, what the rules are, then your child starts to be like, oh, that's intrigued in me, and they feel like they're the source of knowledge and they can offer you something. So it's quite a powerful way to actually bridge the connection. So I know a lot of the times, people are like, oh, get them off their phone, get off your phone, come outside, go and play and stuff. And like, yeah, I kind of agree to that to a degree. But I think that, it's all about balance. And so the world is obviously moving more towards technology in general. So it's like, it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. But what is going to be important is like, if you can say, okay, between after school, 3:30 to 4:30, we're going to play a game. We're going to play your favorite video game. I'll sit there with you. We'll do it together. You can play it, but I just want to watch and like understand it. Yeah. And then after that, we're going to have a little snack, and then we're going to go outside and we're going to do something, right? So it's like you plan it out, and it's like you do it, and you enjoy the thing that they like to do, then go and do something outside. So it's like all about a balance. And then the next thing would be to, if you being intrigued in something that they like isn't working, okay, if there's nothing that you two both like together, then get creative, all right? Get creative about doing something together that maybe you both are new at. So, it could be if you don't know how to fish, go and try some fishing. Or if you don't know how to do yoga, maybe go and buy a yoga mat and like buy like an online program to do some yoga together. Do you know what I mean? Like just try and find something that could be kind of cool, kind of quirky to do, to learn together, because that's going to be a really powerful way to bridge a connection. Create that kind of thing, that special thing that you and your son, you and your daughter do every single week. So yeah, so we need to decide, make a decision, make that fucking decision to either find the common ground, to take a keen interest in what they like, or to get creative about something new that you want to do together. And coming at it from the frame of being really like happy, offering lots of fun, offering lots of value is going to be really important for you actually making those things meaningful. So the task for this particular lesson is I want you to write in the comments something that you are going to take an interest in your kid's life. So something that, for example, it could be their phone, could be their game, could be their book, a TV show, a movie, whatever it is, okay? One thing that you're going to take an interest in their life. Or what is something new you're going to try together? All right? So something new that you are going to try together. So they are the things that I would say. And yeah, enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed the challenge. Also write in the comments if this has been beneficial for you. And yeah, enjoy guys.